Eurovision. Hey there and welcome back to my channel. My name's Georgina and I'm the Honest Vocal Coach. I teach singing all day every day when I'm not making videos like this one. And as always, if you want to work with me, you can. I have an online singing course, plus I can offer one-to-one training. All the links are in the description. And if you like what you see today, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So today is a very exciting day. Last night was the first semi-final of Eurovision 2021 and what a night it was. Oh, I was screaming at the TV, dancing around my front room like a mad person, doing the roop moves, and this one, I'm just genuinely enjoying myself. So what I'm going to do today is a little recap of who stayed in the competition and who went, and also I'm going to comment on their performances from last night. So let's dive in. So for the first day, amazingly, I got my predictions right. We got Lithuania, Slovenia, Russia, Sweden, Australia, North Macedonia, Ireland and Cyprus. I guessed correct. I got them all right as to whether they were going to stay or go. Okay, so the Roop got to stay in the competition. They kicked off the whole thing last night and it was a good performance. There wasn't any issues. I think the most issues we had was trying to do the Eurovision finger thing. Kind of. Eurovision. Yes! So I'm very pleased for them. They did a good job. They deserve to stay in the competition. Anna. Now this was actually a really well sung performance. Her vocals were pretty much flawless, beautifully rounded. Her transitions were superb, but unfortunately the song just wasn't strong enough to stay in the competition, and as I predicted, unfortunately it didn't make it through. Russia. Now this one was a bit of a not really sure how people were going to take this performance. The costume of the sort of Russian doll thing worked really well. You know, she managed to get her arm out of it and the vocals were good. It was a strong performance and it stays. Okay, so this one is Tusse, either way. A very good performance on the night. I thought there was some parts at the end where the vocal wasn't quite as strong, but I think adrenaline can really take effect and kind of take over you when you're performing at something so massive like this. The staging was beautiful, and the song kind of deserved to stay. Australia. Now I thought that this was going to go and unfortunately it did. The thing with this is I feel that the song just didn't have enough lyric content to grasp, and also the vocals were so unusually sung, and whether she was going to be able to carry them off, you know, live was always an issue. I felt that she sang it actually really well. There wasn't many parts she didn't make. Just as the song went on, as we got near the end, sort of 3/4 of the way through, it sounded like she wasn't quite hitting all the notes and it was just that little bit pitchy, and unfortunately this song just didn't come up. This one had to leave. In your hand. Okay, so this one was very theatrical. Big performance. He had a cloak. I mean, how more Eurovision is that? He sang beautifully, but for some reason people just didn't get the song. They didn't buy into this one, so unfortunately it left the competition. But I still think it's a pretty good song. It may be this year that we don't want the melancholy, swooping kind of melodies. We want the fun, boppy kind of songs to lift our spirits.
This is the way back. Soul is a man, heart is a cold.
Ah, gosh, this was probably the first dodgy one of the night for me. She was just not able to carry the vocals off with the amount of what was going on. With all this pushing the stuff aside, being on the treadmill. I did say this in rehearsals. I think it's too much for her to be able to sing it correctly. I don't think she's gonna manage it. And unfortunately she didn't. She was out of breath. She was shouting in places. At the end of it, it was a little bit messy. You could see people on the stage doing this pulley system thing, and I think it could have been so much better with all that staging of the trees and the stuff. Maybe just have her singing it might have been better. This was like one of the best ones of the night, El Diablo. My daughter was watching this with me, Ellie. We were not in the same room, we were in different places, but she was texting me going, this one is a bop! This one I need to download. So she was straight on Spotify downloading this one. She thought that this was the strongest song of the night. She pulled it off so very well. Vocals were really, really good, and the whole thing was very slick. Totally deserved to stay.
Just let me go.
This one has become my guilty pleasure. Tix, it's just fun. Just makes me think Westlife with the key change and the getting up off the stools thing. It's just cute. And on the night, he did a really good performance. The staging was nice, and yeah, this one stays.
Don't go.
Now this one I'm quite gutted about, actually. TikTok, I like this. I liked it better than Set Me Free. I thought that this one was going to go through. So this is where I'm like, I wanted this one to stay. So I'm kind of gutted for her, for TikTok. I liked it. I felt that this one should really have stayed in the competition. Shame. I think maybe the whistle from Eden probably swung it that little bit.
You're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place.
Okay, The Wrong Place. This one I like, actually. It's got a very distinctive sound. They're the oldest group in the competition, and they're not even that old. So, yeah, they made a big thing of it last night. Oh, I watched the UK version as well, with Scott Mills and Cheryl Baker, and the Line of Duty thing, so not funny. Sorry, it just wasn't. So, Israel. Yeah, I think it may have been the whistle notes that kept her in, because I didn't feel that this song was strong enough. I thought that TikTok would win over this one. So I was wrong in this one. But those whistle notes, the highest note sung ever in Eurovision, oh yeah.
I don't miss ya. Don't worry if it got you, 'cause you're not alone, not alone. I tried to.
Oh, this was the one that I am most shocked about, the most gutted about. This is a really, really good song, and it deserved to be in the final. But the staging was a bit much for her, and unfortunately, singing and dancing, she just wasn't able to do it. She got out of breath, the vocals weren't all that good. The video, the song, it's great, but when they put it live on stage, just didn't quite do it, unfortunately. So this is a shame for me. It's a great song, deserved to stay in the competition, but on the night, vocally and staging wise, just didn't get the mark.
Undercover, I am a dangerous lover.
Azerbaijan. Now I thought this was very meh. The choreography, meh. No one was really in time. Sorry, I'm being a bit honest here, but the choreography was just a bit meh. It just felt like I was watching an Ariana Grande video. I don't think the song was strong enough. I don't quite get why this one stayed in the competition. I think maybe Roxanne should have stayed, or Croatia, but this one, meh. Okay, on the night, they really pulled this off. Now, me and both my daughter were like, huh? How has this one gone through? But I think it's just not our kind of music. We're not into this kind of house ravey thing. Also, that specific vocal style that she does, as I've said before in videos, it's a real style thing, and not everyone is going to appreciate that. Me, not really for me, but it stayed in the competition. So Malta. What happened? Now, we love Destiny and we love this song, and it could potentially be the winner of the competition, but she missed the big note. She kind of styled it out. Such a shame, because in rehearsals, apparently she made that note beautifully, but on the night, she didn't quite pull it off. But the song was definitely enough to keep it in the competition. So fingers crossed she gets some vocal rest and she can really go for that high note in the final. Okay, so let's take a little recap of who qualified and who didn't. So we've got Lithuania, the Roop, qualified. Anna, Slovenia, unfortunately didn't. What a shame. Russia, they stayed in the competition too. I think they deserved to. Very awesome song. Not really my cup of tea, but a good track nonetheless. Sweden, Tussie, he qualified too. Australia, Montaigne, unfortunately those vocals just too hard to carry off live, and I think the fact that they weren't there, it might have had an effect, which is such a shame, but I think that's the way it goes. North Macedonia, Vasil, he definitely went home. Ireland, too much staging to be able to carry off, went home. Cyprus, probably going to be one of the high winners, qualified. Norway, ticks, qualified. Croatia, Albina. Now, I think this deserved to stay. I love this one, but it went home. Hooverphonic qualified. Israel qualified. Romania, Roxanne didn't qualify. This one I'm shocked about. And then finally we look at Azerbaijan, who qualified, and also the Ukraine. Malta. So that's my little recap of the first semi-final. I adored it. I just can't wait for the next semi-final on Thursday, which includes the UK. Come on, UK. We know they ain't gonna win, but it doesn't matter. We're involved and we're absolutely loving it. So I will see you on Friday for another recap of the second semi-final, and of course I'm going to be doing reactions after the final as well. So I hope you're enjoying these Eurovision videos. I'm absolutely loving it. It feels so great to be involved in such a wonderful community. It's just uplifting and phenomenal. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, lads.